Persconferentie afgelopen wedstrijd 5 van de halve finale. Flames won die wedstrijd overtuigend. Dat betekent dat we naar de finale gaan tegen Leiden. 4030 mensen zagen de wedstrijd 17-14, 37-18, 61-32 en 78-46 Coach Row Corner. Yesterday you got to Groningen. You practiced in Martini Plaza today. What was your specific preparation for this game? What did you expect?
Well, first of all, let me congratulate Marco and the whole organization of Groningen for reaching the finals. I think they really played like champions tonight and won this game without a doubt, and therefore are the winner of this series. And I wish them all the best for the finals. I'm sure it's going to be great finals. Coming back to your question, well, we decided to come the day earlier simply for the fact that we have 3 players who cannot sit on the bus for 3 hours and then play the same day. They just can't. We've seen this in the first 2 road games, although in the first game it was better, but the longer the games went, the worse that situation was. So we tried to come the day, or we came the day before, tried to treat them here and tried to avoid having the bus trip. That was the whole story about it. I'm not a big believer in changing the routine just because it's a big game, but we simply had to.
Which players were there with the injuries?
Those were Akabom, Janssen and Art. But I'm not here to make excuses because we had injured players, and just explaining why we came yesterday. Groningen was simply better, and that's it.
Yeah, so what's the big difference in this game? Only Groningen was better? What about your own team?
No, I think there's a lot of things. It's always, especially in a game like this, I said before, it's going to be very important to come out sharp-minded, aggressively, and we hesitated. We came out. We missed some things in the first 2 or 3 possessions. I think were turnovers. So before we even had a look at the basket, before we even took our first shot, we had thrown the ball away already 2 or 3 times. So this just showed that Groningen came out with much more energy, much more aggressiveness, and we were always that one step behind, and that grew made their self-confidence grow, and our self-confidence went to the cellar, and that was basically the story of that game.
If you look back at this series, every team won its home game. Is it home advantage what the key is of this series?
It looks like it was the key in this series. I still believe that we've lost this series in game 1, where we should have, could have, would have. Fortunately, that doesn't mean a lot in basketball, or fortunately, that doesn't mean a lot in basketball, but this is where we should have, here we go again, taken control of the series. We controlled the basketball game and threw it away. And later on in the series, you might be able to correct it against a quality team like Groningen. We were not, and then the home court advantage really kicked in. I thought we played 2 terrific games at home, and especially last game, I was really surprised by the performance of my team, because I didn't think we were physically ready to pull out a performance like this, but we did, and it looked like this was it. This was the last breath, and as an Italian colleague of mine once said, "Flasche leer." I think we were done.
So now what?
So now, unfortunately, no finals. I have to reschedule my personal plans now. Well, for us, it's unfortunate because I didn't want this season, which I think overall was a very good season. I think we've basically squeezed everything out of this team that you can, especially with the personnel situation with Skip Mills being out. I mean, you could see Marco is much deeper with his squad, and he brings his MVP back, and you can see what difference that makes to the team. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do this. So I think overall we had a very good season, and I'm just very sad that we had to end a good season with a game like this. That's basically the biggest feeling right now, and now it's about starting the preparation for next season. We have now more time to start to prepare for next season. I'm going to start preparing the season 2011-2012 tomorrow.
Well, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mark van den Berg, congratulations, of course, with this winning game. What kind of game was it?
You too, congratulations.
Thank you.
I first want to say something else. I think it's really impressive what Den Bosch has done with the personnel and how they made us really dig deep to win this series. They hardly have any subs. They have to play against us the zone, even with the injured players. And the offensive performance they put up at the home game first home game, their first home game, and the last home game was really high-level basketball. So I want to give them a huge compliment for getting to that level. I mean, that was impressive. Also, I want to thank them because now we really had time to practice against collapsing, shifting, zoning defenses, and we will face a lot of those in the finals. So thank you also for that. But also my heartfelt congratulations to them, Bosch. They played absolutely a worthy and very strong series. What kind of game it was? We wanted only one thing. We wanted our pressure defense to be the dominant factor of the game, and we wanted to do it collectively. So our team defense was not so much tactical as more, let's attack them. We know they're going to be tired. Let's really wear on their legs. Let's really make it hard for them to get any passes going, break their rhythm as much as possible, and send the message from the get-go. Then the goal on the offensive end was, but that starts with this, was to try to get close to the basket. Whatever defense they play, let's get close to the basket and let's really move the ball together and find the gaps. So this whole style was geared towards playing an aggressive game, and we knew we were deeper. We knew we were capable of keeping our main guys a little bit more fit for the main moments, and you could tell. Now I'm very pleased with our defensive performance. I think they were at this point were the best offensive team in the league, and in the first half we keep them to under 20% shooting. And they hardly see a clear-cut three at the basket, which is one of their strengths. So I'm really impressed with how we did that. Obviously, it makes a big difference that Jason plays. I mean, he was a legitimate MVP today. I mean,
what was his story? Did he practice yesterday?
Well, he could not run, so he did jogging and biking. But the criterion was if he can run tomorrow, and look, the improvement is going so fast, then he can play, and he did it today. So,
how important is he for this team?
Well, I don't know. We have a very deep team. See, other players can also step up. But for this game, we had trouble guarding the perimeter. All three players, we had trouble. And he's the best defender on the perimeter in the league. And we could match up a little bit better today because of his presence. So that part is very important. I think it starts our pressure defense. Although other players have really improved in our pressure. If you look at the improvement of Steve, if you look at the improvement of Matt Harrias, Matt Bosch did a really good job at the second part today. So we have more players, but Jason has special skill. He can shut down a player on the perimeter completely. And that gives us a lot of confidence because we always play from our defense. And we were able to set the tone, and I'm very happy.
Now the same question for you, so now what?
Tomorrow I get my hair cut. It's way too long.
It's impressive.
Rob Schuur and I, we meet our friends of the press, you including, and I go with one of the reporters to the Dagblad van het Noorden, and then hopefully I can play a game of tennis with Johan. I don't know. Thursday we practice again.
On the preparation for Leiden. First, did you see the new schedule of the games, the coming games?
I'm very happy that the first game is on Saturday. I think that's a good change. That would have been a good change for anybody. That's a good change. We have to see. I think we have great stamina. If we don't get injuries, I think we are deeper than any team. So back-to-back games could work in our favor. And Leiden, yeah, we know how they play and we know what they try to do. But if we can play uncomplicated like this, there is really not a whole lot we need to discuss. Just play with this aggressive mindset and attacking mindset and let the chips fall where they may. And it's very interesting. In the first time in 2 years, we actually play against a team that is the favorite, not us. This is the first time ever, actually. So that's very interesting. Yeah?
Yes, for sure. Raul, do you want anything to add to what Marco said?
Well, the things I have to say to Marco, I told him on the 4 eyes. The only things I'm going to repeat here is again, good luck for the finals. Thank you to the press for your support, and we'll be back.
We'll be back. Are there any more questions? Oftewel, zijn er nog vragen vanuit de pers? Volgens mij weten we alles nou wel. Ja? Nou, Gasterra Flames staat in de finale, dus we gaan nog even gezellig door. Aanstaande zaterdag de uitwedstrijd en dinsdag hier weer gezellig in Martini Plaza. Dank u wel.